Hey everyone, I want to talk about the Bitcoin ETF known as IBIT. I want to talk about why I like it, why I don't like it, and also the relationship between this ETF's price and Bitcoin's price. So first of all, why do I like this ETF? Is because, well, it's not the only ETF for Bitcoin. I do like this one because it's ran by iShares, so it's a popular company, and if they're popular, then that probably means that it's high volume, which it is. So it's in the millions during the day. Also, I've managed to put on some credit spreads for this, and I opened it for $180, closed it for $60, so I made about $120 on this so far through options. So that's related. A popular stock with millions of volume usually has some good options on it because the options need that volume in order to get into and out of trades and execute a trade in the first place. For example, $49, if you sold a put on that, wow, look at that interest. It is huge, really high volume, like pretty much over 1,000 I'm happy with. And so that'll give you typically closer prices between the bid and ask price. For example, these are pretty tight. And so that means that your orders are going to be more likely to execute. So that's looking good. So I like the options on this. You could do a lot of different plays on that. You can bet if the price is going to go up or down or stay the same. So that's something I like about this. What I don't like about it is that if you go to the max return on this fund, it started back in January 11th, 2024. If you had bought this ETF right at the beginning, you would make about 77%. If you had bought Bitcoin at that same time, that same day, you would have made about 104%. So which would you rather have? 77% return on your money or 104% return on your money and actually own the coin and not just an ETF that owns the coin? So yeah, obviously, if you're ever looking into Bitcoin ETFs, just buy the Bitcoin itself, buy the underlying crypto asset. That way you own it and you aren't owning shares of a trust that aren't going to perform as well as the coin itself. So that just doesn't make sense to me. But it's not like this ETF's completely useless. Like it does serve a purpose for certain people and institutions. Like, for example, if a school retirement fund is maybe not allowed, or maybe it's illegal for them to invest directly in Bitcoin, but they can't invest in the stock market, and if the stock market happens to have an ETF that has Bitcoin in it, then it's okay. So then they can invest in that. So it's, for certain situations, it works perfectly fine. But for me personally, I'm never actually going to buy this ETF directly. But I will trade options on it because I like the options. So anyway, let's look at the relationship between this price and Bitcoin price. If we go to the last 3 months, take a look at that chart, and in trading, looking and recognizing patterns is crucial. Just take a few seconds, look at this. Do you notice anything that stands out? We have the high, which is about $72 in early October. Goes down a little bit, going towards the end of October. And then around Halloween is when we had this little mini market crash and it starts to slide down. So we notice a trend downward, but we also see some resistance right around here. So when did that happen? Around beginning of November? And if you look at the prices for around that time, you can confirm this, that Bitcoin was around 100,000 per coin. So that resistance, it was like that psychological resistance of just bouncing off of that number, and then it broke through downward, and then now Bitcoin's like in the 80,000s right now. So I also wanted to try and relate, okay, what is this price? What Bitcoin price does that equal? So I looked in their prospectus thinking I'd find the answer, and I didn't. So I'm wondering, okay, what's the magic number here? So I only took like 10 data points and then found the ratio and like the average of it and all that. So like if anyone finds a more accurate number, just let me know. But the magic number here we want is 1750. So if you take this number times that number, you're going to get back out the Bitcoin price. So let's take 49.49 times 1750, and Bitcoin's going to be roughly around $87,000. And it's a pretty rough number, but it's useful if you're looking at this chart and you want to know, how does this translate into Bitcoin? Just times it by 1750 and you'll get your answer. So if you take 100,000, that psychological number of Bitcoin divided by 1750, you'll see that around $57 for this trust. If this was $57, then that would equate to about $100,000 worth of Bitcoin. So we might see that again in the future. That might be a ceiling that this will bounce off of as it rises, which I hope it rises. I have like a long-term belief that Bitcoin's going to go up over time. But yeah, I expect around $57 for this Bitcoin trust. It might bounce off that ceiling, or it might break through and then use that as another resistance line. So just something to think about. So anyway, that's my little analysis on IBIT. Thank you for watching. If you like this kind of content, please give me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.